to the prisoner, they prepare the reply, and reply is so perfect, and many times courts have appreciated that reply, even though that reply is placed before the court in the name of superintendent. But our prisoners are so master in preparing the reply. One was this Charles Sobraj, Mohammad Maqbool Bhatt, and so many others. If I will take the name, that will go far ahead. The first hanging I saw was that of Rangabilla, then second hanging was of Mohammad Maqbool Bhatt. The third hanging was of Kartar Singh and Ujagar Singh. They were two brothers who were hanged in Vidya Jain murder case, even though the chief accomplice, Dr. Jain and Chandresh Sharma, for whom he got this murdered, they both are released thereon, but these two poor fellow, Kartar Singh and Ujagar Singh, they were hanged, and they took just 500 rupees to commit the murder. Even though every murder is heinous, they took 500, for that, those 500 rupees, they were hanged. Then it was the hanging of Satwant Singh, Keher Singh, and there was another co-accused, that was Balbir Singh, to whom my friend got released from the jail. He was sub-inspector in Delhi police, Balbir Singh. So that was the third hanging, and thereafter the last hanging was eighth hanging. As I have told you, I have witnessed 8 hanging. The last hanging was Muhammad Afzal Guru. You might understand that whenever somebody is going to be hanged, he is under intense pressure, he is in tension. That I have written in my book. But there was one exception. That also I have written in my book. That exception was Afzal Guru. When he was going to be hanged, he was told that you are going to be hanged. A week before, he was told that he is going to be hanged. Then he told me that even though now my sentence is approved by the Supreme Court, I don't want to say anything on this sentence, but I am innocent. So I was not convinced that how he is innocent. Then he told me that he is a human rights activist with PUCL, that prominent this civil rights organization. And he told me that I just want to sing a song with you. Then suddenly he started singing a song that was very famous Bollywood song. अपने लिए जिए तो क्या जिए खुशी ये दिल जमाने के लिए. Means a person who is living for himself. He is not living real life, but a person who is living for others, doing good for others, he is a real person. So after these hanging, so I retired from the prison, this administration, as legal advisor. That is equivalent to additional IG post, you can say. When I retired, basically, you know, when I was there, I was also in charge of allowing the outsider to the prison. I was very liberal in granting access to the prisoner, lawyers to meet the prisoner. I was very liberal in allowing the meeting of the prisoner with their relations. Every prisoner can have 2 interviews per week with his relation. And now every lawyer can has 2 interviews with the prisoner in a week. And if he want more interview, then he can write to the superintendent jail, and superintendent jail can grant him more interviews. I was not in favor of limiting the interviews of lawyer. Then the government told me that we are leaving it to the discretion of law officer, that if he want to allow the more interview of the lawyer, he can allow. So that was good enough. In 2016, when I retired, then I wanted to write the things which are generally not available to the normal public. I wanted to tell the public that how the jails are functioning. Then I approached Sunetra Chaudhary. We approached the publisher Rolly Books, and this book, Black Warrant, was materialized. We almost completed this in 3 months. So there were very good review, and lately this Black Warrant series is before you. Now I want to tell you, I will be very short. Now I want to tell you about the reality of the Delhi prisons. So now we are starting on this reality of Delhi prisons. As Justice Jasmeet Singh, he took the name of Gandhi, even though it was in last of his speech, but it is in first of my this. What Father of Nation stated, that what should our jail be like in free India? All criminals should be treated as patient, like a patient. And the jail should be hospitals admitting this class of patient for treatment and cure. No one commit for the fun of it. No one commit crime for the fun of it. Even though I must say that 5% of the prison population. So this is the reality. So what Father of Nation has stated, that no one commit crime for the fun of it. It is a sign of a diseased mind. The cause of a particular disease should be investigated and removed. They need not have palatial building when their jails become hospital. No country can afford that much, less can a poor country like India. But the outlook of the jail staff should be that of physician and nurses in a hospital. Means our prison staff, they will say that we are police. Everybody like to be a police. They say we are police because we are wearing this uniform, police uniform. But in fact, I always told them that you are not police, you are reformer. You are just like a doctor. You have to reform the prisoner. They need not have palatial building when their jail become hospital. No country can afford that much, less can a poor country like India. But the outlook of the jail staff should be that of a physicians, this is important, physician and nurses in a hospital. The prisoners should feel that the officials are their friend. They are there to help them regain their mental health and not to harass them in any way. So this is the basic when we are running the jail. And now I will come to what is the mission of prison? Mission of the prison is to provide, first is to provide for the safe and secure detention of the prisoner. This is the mission for all over India. First is to provide for the safe and secure detention of the prisoner committed to prison custody. For that, in Delhi, we are having additional battalions of Tamil Nadu Special Police, CRPF, ITBP, and so many else. First is to secure the detention. Then second is to provide for the reformation. This is very important. This is very important function of the prison staff, or you can say jailer, to provide for the reformation, rehabilitation, and reintegration of the prisoners. And third one is to provide for basic minimum facility to prisoner to maintain human dignity. आपने सुना होगा कि कई बार कहते हैं ना कि जो दाल मिलती है उसमें दाल में पानी होता है सारा, खाना जो होता है अच्छा नहीं पका हुआ होता. You might have heard about these jail stories. Even in USA, you might have seen that story in which they were showing that there are so many insects in the dal, and even in USA, I'm telling you. So, but the good thing about Delhi jail is all these groceries are being purchased from the government stores like Mother Dairy, and the prisoners are eating as good food as we are eating at home. So that is the good thing of Tihar. Then I wish to state you some statistics, even though these are not good statistics so far as Delhi is concerned, but I want to tell. In India, we are having 1,332 prisons, out of which 549 are sub-jails, 436 district jail, 152 central jail. I will stand here. I want to tell you about the difference between the central jail and district jail. Central jails are those jails where you are keeping the convicted prisoners. And district jail are the jail where you are keeping primarily under trial prisoners. That is the difference between central jail and district jail. Then open jail are for the convict, special jails. Open jail, my friend was saying about Manu Sharma. So he was in the open jail. Then women jail, Borsal school and others. Then in Delhi, if we are coming to Delhi, in Delhi we are having 16 prisons. And we are having 3 jail complexes. One jail complex is at Tihad, where we are having 9 jails. One in Rohni, which is called jail number 10, jail number 10. And 6 and detenue, like PSA Kashmiri detenue and other detenue, they are around 7%, and other prisoners are 0.2%. So you see, Indian average is around 25% are the convicted prisoner, and 75% are the under trial prisoners. But in Delhi, if we come in contrast with Delhi, in Delhi, convicted prisoners form only 10.7% of the overpopulation. 88% are the under trial. I think this is the highest so far as Union Territory is concerned, except Nagar Haveli, small this. Here it is the highest. 88% are under trial prisoner, rest are detenue and others. Then coming on next slide, in that I also want to tell you that in Indian jails, the overcrowding is 120%. But so far as Delhi is concerned, here overcrowding is 200%. Here in Delhi, overcrowding is 200%, and I will just show you in this slide. There are some jails where it is 400%, like in Central Jail number 1. Their sanction capacity is 560. Basically, I am also focusing on Delhi side by side. In Central Jail number 1, their sanction capacity is 565 prisoners. Against that, there were 2323 prisoners, means 411% overcrowding. Then in jail number 3, it is 297%. Then jail number 4, it is 466% overcrowding. And then in other jails, you see it is almost, you can say, 120%, 150%, like that. So this is basically because the prison administration is not giving adequate attention to meet why not these prisoners could be equitably dispersed in other jails. This shows that this lack of interest, you can say, because of that, in some jails, it is 500%, in some jail it is 400%. Now next slide, I will just finish. Now I am giving you this, their education qualification. In India, the education qualification, illiterate are form the 23.8%. But in Delhi, the illiterate form 24.7%. Till class 10, it is 41%, in Delhi it is 35%, and like that, as you can see in this slide. From here, we can make a link that there is a link between illiteracy and criminality. Illiteracy and criminality. Next. Now, I am just telling you the age of the prisoner. In India, 43% are in the age group of 18 to 30%, whereas in Delhi, it is 54%. They are in the, you can say, mainly there is youth population in Delhi jails. Then next. as per statistics of the Central Jail website, if we see the income status of the prisoner when they were admitted, what is the income status? I want to show here that most of the prisoners are poor, where the yearly income is less than uh, most of the offense which is committed in India and in Delhi is here around 50, undertale population, around 15% are in the murder cases, 14% they are in the rape cases, rape-related cases. Then attempt to commit murder, that is around 8%, dacoity 5.3%, and NDPS, this is 7.72%. And cheating, this is 6.01%. And in Delhi, most of the crime, people also called Delhi as city of cheats. In Delhi, most of the crime, whether it is murder, rape, attempt to commit murder, mostly these are concerned with the money matter, money this dispute. Then this key prison statistics, a woman prisoner can keep her kid up to 6 years of age in the jail. And in Delhi, 31 women prisoners were there who were with their kids, and there were 65 kids in the jail. Then segregation of prisoner. Women are kept separate from male prisoner, adolescent prisoner. Age group of 18 to 20 years are separated from adult prisoner. Under trial are separated from the convicted prisoner. I have also mentioned the jails where the civil prisoners have been kept separate from criminal prisoner. Dangerous security prisoner to be kept, they have been kept separately in jail number 15. Then détenu and other are kept separate. And this transgender prisoner, we should be very cautious that in which jail we have to keep them. If male part are developed, then they are kept in the male jail. If female parts are developed, then they are kept in the female jail. Then there are some useful jail terminology. One is chakkar. Chakkar means internal administration of the prison. Chakkar, most of the complaint which you will receive from the prisoner, that is they were beaten at the chakkar. So chakkar means the place where control of the internal administration is there. Then dyodi. Dyodi means the opening. When gate open, we enter the dyodi. Dyodi means the main gate, administrative block of the prison. Enclosure means an area surrounded by fences or wall. Furlough means leave which is granted as a reward to a prisoner, and he is rightful person for that. It is his right to get the furlough. Then Munda ward means where adolescent prisoners are kept. Nambardar means the convict officer or head of a group of prisoners having status of, prisoners have been granted the status of public servant. These Nambardar, so most of the time we will receive the complaint where the excesses are committed by the Nambardar over the ordinary prisoners. Then this is advocate mulaqat. Delhi prison manual allowed, I have already told you. But when you go for the interview, you have to have this wakalatnama, power of attorney of the prisoner, his thumb impression, which is duly attested by the jail officer, jail gazetted officer. Then core of dysfunction is at the heart, around 100% of these management post, superintendent and above, they are imported from outside. I think, this is my view, that I think that is the reason that we are unable to improve the prison structure. And most of these officers, they are transferred to the jail on this punishment ground. This is my honest word. And then rehabilitation and reintegration. We are having various rehabilitation and reintegration scheme. Then superstitions and dogma, Mr. Hariharan was also telling, jail food is most sought after by the people. They will say that they think, in the Lal Kitab it is written that if you have the jail food, then your बुरे ग्रह आपके जो है टल जाएंगे. दूसरा है प्लैंक वुड, जो फांसी के तख्ते की वो लकड़ी होती है. द वुड यूज फॉर द प्लैंक ऑन विच एग्जीक्यूशन आर कैरिड आउट इज हाईली सॉट. मतलब मैं आपको विश्वास नहीं होगा, क्योंकि आई वाज द लिंक बिटवीन द आउटसाइड पब्लिक एंड द कितने बड़े बड़े लोग प्राइम मिनिस्टर हाउस से, दूसरी जगह से, जुडिशरी से मेरे को रिक्वेस्ट आती थी कि हमें वो फांसी के तख्ते की लकड़ी जो है वो आप दे दें.
Thank you so much, sir. Something that we missed, we would like to felicitate Ms. Sunitra Chaudhary. May I request you to please come on the dais. I would request Ms. Vidhi Gupta, member executive, lady member, to please present her with the plant. Please, I would now request Chandrika Gupta. I don't think Vidhi is around. I request Mr. Hariharan and Mr. Sunil Gupta to join them. Thank you so much, sir. I would now call upon the Honorable Chief Justice, our Chief Guest, to please address us on this occasion.
Namaskar. My esteemed colleagues from the High Court, Mr. Hariharan, your President, Vice President, Secretary and other office bearers of Delhi High Court Bar Association, the producer, director, screenplay writer, and all associated with the this web series, Black Warrant, Mr. Gupta, members of the legal fraternity, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I have spent my childhood in Lucknow on the jail road. That means jail, my residence was very, very near to jail. About the open jail experiment, I have some memories. My barber, my tailor, and the vegetable vendors, they were all prisoners, they were all convicts, and we had a central jail as also a district jail. So inside the premises of the central jail, there was a big agricultural farm, vegetables were grown, and in the morning, especially during the winter season when you have lots of vegetables, fresh vegetables used to be sold by the vegetable vendors. They were all convicts. And once I spoke to my barber as to how do you manage this? You work from 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock, and then again you go to the jail. So the kind of story he told me was a bit moving. You know, as it happens in the rural areas of state of Uttar Pradesh, because of very, very trivial disputes, murders take place. Say for carrying the water to a particular agricultural field, somebody is trying to carry the water. My previous speakers, the statistics of course is very, very staggering, very, very, what should I say, I mean it's alarming. A jail housing 400 persons, where the capacity is that of 40. You can imagine the kind of life they are leading there. It is, I should not remind all of you that we are, in our jurisprudence recognize that of course somebody has been incarcerated because of certain crime he has committed. But then inside the jail, he does not lose his basic human rights. But see the kind of life we are able to provide to these convicts inside the jail. They are so overcrowded, and it is not that the administrators of the prison do not recognize this fact, but perhaps they lack the interest or maybe the requisite resolve to come forth with some solutions. In Delhi itself, I am told there are around more than 20,000 prisoners. Capacity, you know what exactly is the capacity of the jails. I am told that some new jail premises are being constructed. I hope that the persons involved in overseeing the construction of the jails will take more interest and ensure that these jails come up as soon as possible. One area which I would like to emphasize that has something to do with the legal process and is related to the access to justice. Again, I would narrate an incident which happened with me while I was holding criminal roster in High Court at Lucknow. Now, this jail appeal, came to a division bench where I was the junior member of the bench. It was filed by a lady convict, and there was a delay of 10 years, 9 to 10 years in filing the appeal. So as usual, whenever there is a delay in filing the criminal appeal against the conviction, the court tend to pass an order, file objection to the condonation of delay application. So when this matter came up, obviously the senior bench partner, as usual, said you file the objection to the delay condonation application. So I said, sir, just wait. Getting a jail appeal filed is the responsibility of the state. If they have delayed it, what possible objection can they file to it? And for this reason, why should her appeal not be admitted right now, condoning the delay? You see, then I took some pains. I have not been a criminal side lawyer. So I studied the matter, required the presence of the superintendent of jail and asked him as to what is the procedure you follow inside the jail to ensure that every convict who intends to file the appeal is able to exercise his right of filing appeal. So then what he told me that once a convict is entered inside the jail, he is asked as to whether he will get his appeal filed through the jail authorities or through his family members. And then generally what happens, once any accused is convicted, he has a lot of hope from his family members, from his friends, from his brother, sister, father, mother, whosoever is there in his family, that he will contest my appeal. And normally in 99 out of 100 cases, once on the admission in jail, the accused gets it recorded that his appeal will be filed by his family members. And once this is recorded, that register is kept aside. But after a lapse of a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, a year, when the convict's family member do not contact him, the convict, or they do not get the appeal filed, then there should be a provision to inquire from the convict as to, on some periodical basis, what was happening in UP, that once this information was recorded, nobody inside the jail ever asked as to whether your appeal has been filed or not. And since your appeal has not been filed as you desired by your family members, therefore it should be now the responsibility of the jail authorities. So we passed a slew of directions making such provisions and also connecting the jail with the High Court website. What happened? We condoned the delay immediately, and of course we gave some time to the PP, to the public prosecutor, to file objection against the bail, prayer for bail. So bail was granted after a few days, after a fortnight perhaps. But that matter, for monitoring as to what is happening inside the jail, to strengthen the system of making it realize that every convict is able to file his jail appeals, Matter came up after a month. We inquired from the public prosecutor as to whether that lady has been enlarged on bail or not. We were told that nobody came forth to deposit the, what we call the bonds, bail bonds. Then we inquired from the district magistrate of, she was a resident of a rural area. So district magistrate of the area where her home was, we inquired from the district magistrate as to whether she has any relative. So we were told that her father was alive, her husband was alive, her brother was alive. So we asked the district magistrate to produce father, brother and husband, all three. Then we inquired from them as to why are you not taking her home? So what was told to me was that they were unable to execute any bail bond to give the adequate security. And after a year or two, that lady was let off finally. She was acquitted. So just see the plight of that lady. She spent 10 years where bail could have been granted to her within 6 months or a year from the date appeal was filed and from the date she was convicted. So this is one area I would emphasize here. I would request the lawyers present here to work on this area, and I hope, I rather desire that such kind of discussion should take place not only amongst the lawyers, but it should be amongst the lawyers, the jail authorities, the authorities of the Delhi government, as also the Legal Services Authority. Legal Services Authority has been working day and night to achieve this object of providing as much access to justice as is possible. But I still feel that there is a need of better and more coordination between the legal services authorities, the PLVs and the jail authorities, so that it can be ensured that whatever assistance, legal assistance is required to be provided to the convicts or prisoners accused, that is provided to them promptly. About a month or so ago, I read a news item in the newspaper that something around 300 prisoners, convicts, who have completed their sentence have still not been released from jail for the reason that they were not able to deposit the fine. So then I inquired from my office as to what is the, is there any such scheme run by the government of Delhi or not. So I was told there is a central government scheme. But see, because of the lack of coordination between jail authorities and those who are responsible for implementing this scheme, the scheme is that in suitable cases, there is a fund created, there is a district level committee, there is a state level committee. That committee decides as to whether the fine, amount of fine can be deposited from that fund or not, and he can be released. Because of poverty, despite completing the total imprisonment period, the convicts are not being released because of lack of coordination between the jail authorities and the committee, both at the district level as also at the state level, who have to work and implement the scheme. So this kind of coordination is needed. About the this film, I wish that this film will sensitize every stakeholder in the society connected with criminal justice administration. The criminal justice administration does not start from lodging of FIR or lodging of complaint, and it does not end with the conviction. Lot more goes on between these two events. So I hope and wish that this film will be able to sensitize all of us, all who are associated in one or the other manner with the administration of criminal justice system in our country. I congratulate the producer, the director, Mr. Mehta, of course, and the scriptwriter, Mr. Gupta, for bringing forth such a nicely done movie. I don't know whether I'll be able to watch it or not, but I congratulate and expect that this film will do a great job. To the lawyers, if the profit of, if the motive of the businessman is not to earn profit, that business is bound to fail. But in a profession, the basic element of a profession is service. ईश्वर ने पेट दिया तो कुछ तो करना पड़ता है. Otherwise, you are in a noble profession. आपका profession noble सिर्फ यूं ही नहीं कहा जाता है. The kind of satisfaction which you draw when you ensure that somebody is granted bail or some innocent person ultimately is acquitted, that satisfaction you can't buy by roaming around in a BMW. These are some of the thoughts which just came to my mind. And lastly, I would only say that हमें अब अंग्रेजों के ज़माने के जेलर नहीं चाहिए. We need jailers of 21st century. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. मशहूर अभिनेता श्री असरानी जी जो अब हमारे बीच नहीं है, उनका ये डायलॉग चीफ साहब ने कहा कि अंग्रेजों के ज़माने के जेलर. I would now request our president to please give the vote of thanks.
I've in fact been instructed by my honorary secretary to be brief. So the thanks will begin first. Lord Chief Justice, I wish you were there on the criminal bench. You may not have practiced criminal law, but your heart is at the right place. Having said that, Justice Jasmeet Singh, Honorable Justice Jasmeet Singh, who gave a brilliant address, he has always excelled himself on the criminal bench. We always regret the fact that he's not there. And he refuses to come. I don't know why. Honorable Justice Manoj Ori, who continues to adorn our benches, his munificence, what do I say? We partake that every day. Justice Girish Katpalia, Honorable Justice Girish Katpalia, we miss him on the criminal side. Sir, all these people should all be there at one go, is what I feel. This is wishful thinking. The prima donna of the day, Mr. Gupta, what do I say? Thank you so much for opening our eyes, one, with this great book that you have written, and the great film for which we have applause. We have the writer, the co-author, all of you to thank. As the Honorable Chief Justice had said, yes, it has certainly attained a bit of what it came for. Many of these lawyers who are sitting here, I'm sure, have watched this serial, have been sensitized by it. And sir, I do really, your words have resounded in a very different sense, that yes, it's a profession. And I tell you, the kind of satisfaction we derive when a person gets acquitted, it's celebration for us, sir. We all celebrate it in a very different way. My friend Vikram, he's got a very unique way of celebrating it. He tells all his juniors to host a party on that day. And he makes them pay.
The junior consent.
And the juniors consent. Because all that hard work, you know, it's very satisfying and very rewarding. As we became seniors, sir, I don't know, our rate of acquittal has gone down. This lecture series someday will transform into a lawyer's academy. That is my dream. The Honorable Chief Justice has helped us greatly. Despite his busy schedule, he takes out time for this lecture series, he attends it, and he always addresses it with great aplomb. I am a fan of his. He started by saying, I know nothing of criminal law. I refuse to believe him now. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And please join us for some tea and refreshments after this long day. All of you are invited. Sir, please have a cup of tea and then leave. All of you. I can make those demands as the president. Thank you, sir.